all seen this classic demonstration where someone takes a cup of water and they put a card on top of it and they turn it upside down and then they let go and the card will stay put. You've seen that before. That's a classic and it's one I love to pieces. But I'm going to show you a variant of it where we use not a card, but I use a piece of fabric. And I've got some extremely fine fabric here, and you can see I can easily breathe through it. You can see through it. Very fine, very, very fine mesh. And I'm going to take this piece of fabric and I'm going to put it on top of a water glass. And this is just a regular water glass. There's nothing special about it. And then a rubber band. And I want to have this be fairly snug across the top. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it tight. And that looks about perfect. So I'm going to pour some water in the cup. And when you do this, you actually have to pour it from some height to get it to go through. Because there's a little bit of surface tension going on. If I pour from a shallow height, the water doesn't go through. But I pour from a great height, the water does go through. And you can see the water clearly goes through this material. But if I take a cup and I put it on top, and I take this cup and I invert it, I can then take the cup off of the plate. And even though you saw water goes through here, the water does not come through. And what's happening is a bit of a surface tension thing going on where the water is sticking to itself. It's also sticking to the piece of fabric. It makes this impenetrable barrier where the water won't go through there. And there's also a pressure thing going on. There's a little bit of an air bubble in top here. And there's less pressure in here than there is outside. And so there's an upward pressure that kind of pushes on and keeps the whole thing from just falling out. But also you can't have air go in, you can't have water come out because of the surface tension on that fabric. Now here's another cool thing about this. Just to prove that there's not a trick, I'm going to turn this at an angle. And when I reach a point where air can start coming in, and I connect with the air bubble, then I'm going to get the air starts to come out, or the water starts to come out. And as I open up more and more area for more and more air to come in, I will get more and more water coming out. But at any point, if I want to stop it, I can just seal up the bottom. And so clearly, water can come through here, and it comes through here slowly, and it does that when I turn it so that there's a way for air to get in. Air can get in, now the water is going to get out, because then I don't have the difference in pressure. There we go. Let's convince it to get started. And now my water is flowing freely. And once it starts to flow, you can get it to keep flowing. But I love this. And I can just fill this back up with water and do the same thing over and over and over again. So I can fill it up. And I can actually turn it over without using the plate if I do it quickly. I'm going to lose a little bit on the way, but if I get there fast enough, it'll go. There we go. And now, once I've got a little bit of an air pressure difference, I can do that repeatedly. And all that's keeping the water in the cup is a little bit of air pressure and a piece of very fine fabric. And this is one we want you to try at home. And because we want you to try at home, we're going to give some people an opportunity to do just that. So Brenna, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too, Brian.
And your hair is purple.
It is. I changed it up.
We're figuring out ways for people to do things at home during this time of social distancing. And we've got experiments for people to try. You've done a nice color mixing experiment with your hair, which is kind of awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I did a little something in the studio, and now here's your chance to try it at home. And you haven't tried this yet?
No, I haven't.
This is a real test. Does this work outside the confines of the laboratory in Brenna's kitchen?
Yeah.
So Brenna, show us what you got.
So I have a bowl here in case things go really wrong. I have my glass. I have a piece of pantyhose because I don't have any other fabric like that. I have a pair of scissors, my water, some hair ties because they ran out of rubber bands. What I'm first going to do is I'm going to cut my pantyhose. I wanted everybody to see that they can do this too at home. So I didn't prep any.
And that is the plan. This is real, man.
So I got my pantyhose on my glass. I had to buy hair ties because I don't have any hair.
Oh, don't talk to me about not having any hair.
There we go. It's hooked on. And now I'm going to pour my water in. And I'm gonna put it over my bowl just in case. And I'll put this down so you guys can see. So it doesn't want to go in. Oh, there it goes.
I would go from a great height.
Okay, and then it should, yeah, it looks like it's working better now. All right, so I got some water in there. I have about that much.
Awesome.
And now we're gonna flip it over. There's still some water in there.
Let's go a little fuller.
Yeah. I got plenty of water, so.
All right.
I'm glad I had the bowl though. Okay, so here, now you can see I have it up to about there. So now we'll try this again. It's about right there to the hairband. So it does work, but it takes a minute.
And if you turn your cup sideways, does the water all come out?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Now, what you could try is pour the water in, put a card on top to hold it, then flip it, remove the card. I bet you would avoid losing any.
Do that. So it's pretty full, and I'll put the card on top. There we go.
Yay!
Woohoo, that's the trick. Got to use the card, guys.
And there it is. And
Yep.
it's held up by the surface tension and by the pressure. That is perfect.
It feels weird. It's very bottom heavy.
And then if you hold it up and then turn it a little bit sideways, the water will come streaming out.
Oh, it's still.
I think it's holding really well.
Oh, there it goes. My bowl almost over.
The angle is
Yeah.
pretty crucial. So this is something we want to make the point that you can do this at home and there's no special props needed. And Brenna, you just showed that perfectly.
Everything that you need, you probably already have.
Awesome. Brenna, thank you very much.
Thank you, Brian.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.